Joining us now is political analyst Raphael Melançon. And Raphael, we just saw it there. Mark Carney questioned directly today about his election plans. How did you interpret his response?
Well, clearly, Mark Carney right now is keeping all doors open in his strategy, looking at potential options for him. One of them being to launch an election as soon as within the next 2 weeks. So of course that would be very quick for Canadians, but at the same time in his strategy, I think there would be two reasons justifying that. First of all, he looks at what happened on the provincial level in Ontario, and he sees the success that Doug Ford had just a week ago with the provincial general elections, snap elections that he launched there, asking for Ontarians to vote for him, give him a strong mandate to face the threats coming from the U.S. And he might want to repeat that success, knowing that in times of crisis, people in general tend to vote for the party and the government that's already in place. People want stability. So that could be a factor in favor of early elections for Mark Carney. The other one, of course, is he lacks the democratic legitimacy to negotiate in the name of Canadians. Nobody in Canada has voted yet for Mark Carney, apart from the Liberal Party. So of course what he's going to do if he goes forward with those early elections is he's going to ask Canadians for a strong mandate, asking them to show a united front to then go and negotiate with Donald Trump in Washington. So that could be two main factors in favor of early elections for Mark Carney.
Okay. Now, Carney also reacted to U.S. Secretary of State Marco Rubio's comments here on Canadian soil at a G7 meeting, basically defending Donald Trump's 51st state rhetoric. Carney called it, quote, crazy. What does this signal to you about how he will deal with Donald Trump, the trade war, the threats of annexation?
Well, it means clearly that he's not going to be the one bending to Donald Trump. He's not going to be the one trying to be friends with Donald Trump, clearly. And we've heard it also last weekend during his victory speech at the Liberal Convention. So clearly, and we see it also in his choice as new Prime Minister, as the 24th Prime Minister. His first official trip will not be in the U.S., as it is normally the case for any new Canadian Prime Minister going to see their American counterpart there, who used to be our main ally in Canada traditionally. He's going this time to Europe. He's going to be visiting London and Paris, trying to find new alliances, to strengthen alliances with our traditional allies in Europe, and trying to get as much support from the international community to show the U.S. that we're not alone in this fight, and try and show Donald Trump that Canada no longer takes the Americans as a priority. They are turning more and more their back to the U.S., and we are turning towards countries in the rest of the world that share more values to our country. We have more similar values right now with European countries than with the U.S., of course.
All right, Raphael Melançon, we're going to have to leave it there, but I'm sure we'll be speaking again very soon, given everything that's going on. So have a good weekend.
Thank you, Maya. Have a great weekend too.